shoulders coming to join us on his Christian experience.
Brother Mike, you love the Lord? Yes, sir. You want to be a part of Great Man? Yes, sir. Call unto me. And I will answer you. And show you great and mighty things which you knew not. Can I have 2 minutes? 3 minutes? God told Jeremiah while he was shut up in prison for speaking his truth. He says the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah a second time. Sometimes we don't get it the first time when God speaks. So I thank God gives us another chance. Hallelujah. When other folk write you off when you don't get it the first time, God gives us another opportunity. You ought to thank God right there. Because when folks say it ain't going to happen, God give you another chance. The word of the Lord said that God told Jeremiah, came to him a second time and says, I'm here for you. What I saw in there, I saw an invitation. God invites us to come to him. He invites us to go. He says, call me. It's an invitation to come to him. He says, when you call me, I'm going to show up. And the reason why some of us are having trouble in our life because we're calling everybody else but God. God is the only one that knows how to fix the situation the first time. Have you ever called your cousin to come fix your plumbing and they jacked it up worse than it already was? When you should have just went on and suffered it to be so and let somebody who really knew how to handle it. I can't get no help in here. I can't get no. Women know you don't go to a bad person to put in weave. You go to somebody who know how to really do what they doing because you can't afford to have your hair jacked up. So you go to somebody who knows how to handle it and take care of it the first time. He says, call unto me, and he says, I will answer you. I love that. God ain't sending nobody else. He coming himself. You're just that important to God. God don't show up himself. Call me and I will answer you. He says, and I'm going to show you great and mighty things that you don't even know. It's right in your face and you don't even realize it. The blessing is right around the corner and you have not even walked into it yet. God says, call me and I'll answer. My question to you today is, are you going to call it? The invitation is yours. Are you going to call it? He says, because if you call me, I'll answer. Isaiah 65:24 says, before you call, I will answer. And while you yet speaking, God says, I already heard it. So all he wants you to do is call so he can meet your need. So go ahead and call it. You call everybody else on your Metro PCS, your Sprint, your Verizon, your AT&T. Why not call Jesus? The saints say if you call on Jesus, he'll answer prayer. Jesus on the main line. Why don't you tell him what you want? When the last time you took time to call God? Call me and I'll answer you. Not I might, not when I get around to it. Not, Emmy, you know I got several other people I got to take care of this week, but can I get back with you next week? God says when you call me, I'm going to answer you then. That's a blessing. Y'all missed that. God says, when you call me, I'm going to answer. Because you trusted me enough to call me, I'm going to be God enough to answer. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to open your eyes so you can see. Some stuff we can't see because we blinded by what the world got going on. But if you ever really get to know God, God will show you stuff. Do I have anybody in here today that say God done showed you some stuff? God really showed you. And you know what? When you're in God, God will show you who's with you and who not. God will show you so you can stop wasting your time over foolish stuff. I'm just being real. God will show you who love you for real and who love you for what you got. Because real love, I'm with you when you got $5 and when you're minus $5. Real love. Christ loved us so that he died that we can have access. We can have access. He says, come unto me, all ye that are labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. You tired of wearing yourself out? Come on to Jesus. You need a resting place. Life has the ability of wearing you thin. But when you come to Christ, God will give you strength in your weakness. Watch this. He told Paul, my strength is made perfect in your weakness. For when you're weak, that's when you're made strong. Anybody in here have ever been weak, but you tapped into the source, which is Jesus Christ, and he gave you strength, and what you thought you couldn't do, God enabled you to press on through. What folks said you wasn't going to make it, God lets you see there's a brighter day coming. That's why you ought not give on God. That's why you ought to call him. That's why you ought to call him. Because he says, I'll answer you. And I'll show you. And I'll show other folk that I'm working through you. I'll show other folk that I'm working through you to bring out the best in you. Watch this. Christ died for you. So his desire is not for you to go down, but his desire is for you to come up. So the life that you was living, you can live a better life for him. Come on, put your hands together and pray. Look at your neighbor and say, church has been strange today. Tell your neighbor, say, I hope he do it this way next week. As a matter of fact, he can show up Wednesday night Bible class and just turn it completely out. As a matter of fact, go on into Tuesday and go on into Thursday choir rehearsal and flip that over too. When the saints come together, the Holy Ghost ought to show up. And the only reason he don't show up is because we got our own agenda. It's given time.